Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Blade 2 by Guillermo del Toro starring Wesley Snipes and Chris Christopherson. I've recently watched the first one on the channel and I absolutely loved it. I'll leave the link for it somewhere up there so you can check it out when you have the time. I've already watched Blade 3, the one with Triple H and Ryan Reynolds, I think. And that was over, what, 15 years ago now? Anyways, I'm a huge fan of Guillermo del Toro's work, and I believe I've seen Pan's Labyrinth on the channel. Do check that out too. When I heard that Del Toro was directed the sequel, I just knew I had to watch it. The previous film killed off Christopherson's character, I think, Whistler. So I'm really interested in seeing how they bring back that character. My guess is that he's either a vampire or he's in flashbacks. I'm honestly mostly here for Wesley Snipes and watching him kick some butt. And I hear that a lot of people prefer this one over the original, so do let me know which one you like better. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this movie and over 130 actually, movies, TV shows, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Blade 2, Del Toro, Snipes, Christopherson. Let's go! I hope the film picks off where it left off last time. And it looks like this film has a cold open.
First time giving blood. They even buy it in the jar.
Jared Nomack, we're ready for you now.
This does not look like an ordinary blood bank.
Nobody to call in case of an emergency.
No one.
Yeah, it's definitely a vampire blood bank, but this guy's not human. What the fudge? Is this like a new type of vampire? Oh, it's a different creature. Oh, that's an interesting premise.
I was born half human, half vampire.
Some scenes from the previous film.
I have all their strengths, none of their weaknesses. Whistler.
Yep.
He taught me how to hold the thirst at bay. They took him and turned him into the thing I hate most.
Oh.
I should have finished him off.
Blade 2. You can already see Guillermo del Toro's grounded approach to filmmaking. At least that's what I noticed from Pan's Labyrinth or Pacific Rim, or even Hellboy for that matter. Silver bullets. Dude. Good CGI, man. It's like a boomerang. Nice. I'm a big fan of these excessively stylized action sequences.
Take me to it, and I'll consider you a loose end.
Again, big fan of this fight choreography too. Wesley Snipes is just so awesome.
Get you later.
Well, he's a man of his word. He let him go at the end. But I have a feeling that dude's gonna die sometime soon. Is this Whistler? I love how Guillermo del Toro uses color in his films.
Daughters, boys and girls, the Dark Knight returns.
Dude, that's Norman Reedus!
Got a bad feeling about this bee.
So he's Blade's new assistant.
I'm giving him an accelerated retroviral detox. In the morning, those blinds are going to open. Whether you're cured or not.
You're gonna have to finish me off. No.
Oh, they're actually showing us what happened. He's alive.
How do you feel? Like hammered shit.
How long was I gone?
They tortured me almost to death.
Likes to get high and watch Powerpuff Girls?
What you doing here?
Pitmobile? Just a little aftermarket modification.
Where'd you dig up this shitbird anyway?
The fuck's your problem, Poppy?
Wait, they're here already? Now Guillermo del Toro is using blue.
Whoa, 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 I don't trust you.
Dude, chill up. They saved you. Yeah, that's CGI. You can tell from the movement animations. They're way too fluid. And it looks like they really stepped up the fight choreography in this one. I also love the fact that Guillermo del Toro is showing the action full frame and not cutting as much. Yeah, now I'm thinking they're over-relying on the CGI.
Misa, Poda, Nodruk! They want to meet with you.
Interesting.
You have been our most feared enemy. But now there's something else loose on the streets.
Yeah, the opening scene. Okay, the story is coming together. I think Blade and the vampires have to team up together to get rid of these new creatures.
He agreed to come along so easily.
Simtex.
Enough explosives to level a city block.
That's some backup you got there, Blade.
You sure about this?
Well, if I'm not.
Father,
That must be an old vampire.
This is Overlord Eli Damaskinos.
You're human.
Barely. I'm a lawyer. Unfortunately, viruses evolve too. We've encountered a new one.
That's very true. Viruses do evolve.
There, Jared Nomak.
Born a vampire. By an anomaly like you, well...
Looks like he was doing me a favor.
you're missing the point. Their vampire victims don't die. They turn. They become carriers.
You've got to understand.
You want me to hunt them. For you?
When they have finished with us, who do you think they'll turn on next?
What do you really think?
They're gonna fuck us the first chance they get.
That's right, Blade. I expected nothing less. It's already hunting for more. Oh. Do their chins like open up? Do it bite?
They are ready whenever you are.
He has to take a blood substitute. Ron Perlman!
Can you blush?
Come on, what are you waiting for? Here I am, right here in front of you. Go ahead. Adolf here gets the first shot. Come on, what are you looking at her for?
A sucker punch.
Now you got an explosive device stuck to the back of your head.
You've been taking orders from me. Where's the entrance?
Have a closer look.
There they are.
One punch with this, you'll blow your target up like a balloon.
Why don't you post up on the roof over there?
So the blood pack's calling the shots now, huh?
You know, it's a smart move. He just became human, man.
My flesh, your mind, now my mind. Two of a kind, but one won't survive. My image is
You gotta be kidding me.
Of course it's a rave. A very 2000s rave, judging by what they're wearing and their hair. Some of them even recognize him. Oh man, these prosthetics are very convincing. Always one step ahead, Blade.
Daywalker.
Whistlermen on the roof.
Yeah, they're clearly being hunted like prey.
Enemy of my enemy, my friend. Or my enemy.
Silver bullets don't do anything.
Daylight.
Excellent prosthetics. This film came out after the Matrix movies, so I can see that they're using a lot of slow-mo, which was probably inspired by it. Nah, I think Blade came out in '98, and that had slow-mo too. But my first experience with slow motion was from the first Max Payne game, which was fantastic.
Jack shit, man, don't waste the bullets!
Motherfucker.
You hit me too fast!
Say cheese!
I'm wondering whether I've seen this actor before in one of the Fast and the Furious films. Oh. No, dude. He's faking it. They make everything look so realistic. Jeez. Oh. Can't believe Del Toro is making me sympathize with vampires, man. Finally. Okay, their weakness is finally revealed. It's sunlight. Or UV rays. Oh no, he just lied. That means he's going to turn at one point.
Listen to me, if you're under attack, use your UV lights. Use your UV lights. I can't take the light.
You won't be so bad, Blade. You and I, we have the same enemy. We want the same thing.
Oh, that's technically true. But the music says we're in for an excellent fight scene.
We need the same thing, Blade.
Well, the sunlight's here. It's time for an exit.
Why didn't you tell me these things were immune to silver and garlic?
I didn't know.
Then why didn't he kill you?
Good question.
Back off!
Holy crap, even removing half the brain doesn't kill them.
This motherfucker left his post. He just disappeared.
Where were you? Ran into a little Reaper action myself. I think they came through here.
You're not going to be able to keep manipulating him.
You worry too much.
How many more are you willing to sacrifice?
Everyone.
Even your own daughter?
Oh, so Nisa is this dude's daughter.
Yes.
And it looks like he has some plan we don't know about. Holy crap, he has a blood pool.
They need fresh blood every couple of hours, or they start feeding on themselves.
They look so convincing, man. Like, holy crap.
Garlic don't work. Silver, that don't work.
Only UV rays.
We gotta go with the sunlight though, right?
That's deadly to us too. Look at that. The heart is encased in bone. Only the side is vulnerable.
Sunlight's the only edge we've got. They'll be more vulnerable then.
And so will we.
We are together in this, remember? Why do you hate us so much?
It's in my blood.
Well, it's in mine too. I'm a pureblood. I was born a vampire. The only difference between us is that I made peace with what I am a long time ago.
That doesn't make you any good.
How'd you two hook up? Pretty.
Next thing I know, Janet and Chrissy start tearing chunks out of my stomach. Blade shows up, saves my ass. Be real careful when you pop your loads, alright?
I cannot wait to see this in action.
You know, Whistler, there's an old saying. Keep your friends close.
Ah.
Keep your enemies closer.
Trying to attract them, not scare them off.
Yeah, well, some of us can't see in the dark, you fucking nipplehead. What am I supposed to do?
He called him a nipplehead because of the explosive in the back of his head. Oh no! That dude already turned. Once they turn, do they remember everything? Like vampires, or do their minds kind of reset? That's something that hasn't been answered properly, I guess. Oh! She sacrificed herself. These sets might look ugly, but they're so well made. The two aspects that have impressed me most so far has to be the action sequences and the sets, props, and prosthetic work. So cool. I really hope they don't kill off Whistler again.
You okay?
Yeah.
Eat shit!
Where's the bomb pack?
Had to leave it down that tunnel. Give it a go!
By the way, Blade, did I happen to mention the bomb lever's stuck?
They're hopelessly outnumbered now, so the grenades need to go off. Oh!
Whistler, wait. About the truth. The truth, old man. Damaskinos, neglected to blade and comes.
Yes, Damaskinos, the main vampire, has something up his sleeve. Yeah, she'll be fine. She hasn't turned into ash. Oh, wow. That's something I did not expect at all.
You've done a great job.
Not that great.
E para que daremos 16. E 16.
Family crest. Holy crap, Nomak is his son, which makes Nomak Nisa's sister, and that's why Nomak didn't kill Nisa.
They've been lying to us from day one. The Reaper strain didn't evolve. It was designed.
For years I've struggled to rid our kind of any hereditary weaknesses.
It's all making sense now. He's been experimenting.
There'll be a new pure race, begotten from my own flesh.
You want to explain how Nomak got a hold of this ring?
The family crest.
From father to son.
I thought he'd never leave.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
You're wasting your time, man. Bomb's a dud. It's never supposed to explode. I'm one of Damaskinos' familiars.
This is the biggest surprise of the film. I did not expect. Oh man, I actually liked him.
I've been on to you since they turned you. It's not a dud.
Oh, great.
I was just starting to like him.
Take him down!
Perfect line execution by Christopherson. I was just about to say that.
We'll find the missing key to creating Daywalkers.
Right, right. That's the missing link. Their creations haven't been able to walk in the sunlight. Oh, great prosthetics, by the way.
You sent us out there.
Knowing fully well that she could die.
Our enemy saved my life twice, and you have used us.
I think too much blood has been drained from his body already. Oh, look at the pile of bodies. Look at him trying to slip away like a coward. This is his hero moment. He's going to emerge from the blood. Oh, I love this shot. Again, you can just tell by the music another action scene is coming up. It's like a precursor. No, that was a suplex.
Can you blush?
Oh, that was very satisfying. Don't forget your glasses. Good call, Whistler.
I reset the security code.
I knew it. Here they both are.
Father.
A happy family. Yeah, that's not gonna work, my friend. Oh, I thought Blade would kill him, but it's more satisfying coming from Nomak. Aww.
Blade, it could end right here.
Yeah, she's dead. There's no cure for that. Oh. Yeah, the only other person I can think of that can help Blade right now is Whistler. Don't you just love when actors do their own stunts? Oh! He's going for the heart! From the side, their only weakness.
It hurts. It hurts no more.
And I think he just killed himself. So my question now is, what about the ones that weren't killed? Can they still spread? Of course they can, or else they wouldn't have that many. Is that what Blade 3 is about? I watched Blade 3 almost 15 years ago, so I don't remember much.
I want to see the sun.
I know Del Toro wants us to feel sympathy for her, but I don't. Is that a bad thing? London.
Are you sure that the girls are alive?
It's the dude he spared at the beginning of the film. He's come to finish the job.
Well, you didn't think I forgot about you, did you?
I did not. Nice. I like the film, guys. I really did. I love the action. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was a very good action film. I honestly wouldn't say it was better than the first film, but it definitely did a couple of things better. Namely, the action sequences, the cinematography, the prosthetics, sets and props, and probably the CGI, which was mostly good, but it was a little inconsistent. Compared to the first film, this one had a weaker plot, and I also felt like the character development was lacking too. Let's start with the directing by Guillermo del Toro and the script by David S. Goyer. I'm a fan of Goyer. Some films he wrote were fantastic, like Dark City, which I watched on the channel, do check it out, or Batman Begins. They were great. But he also wrote some bad films in my opinion, like Jumper, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, the Ghost Rider sequel, and Terminator Dark Fate, which was bad. I feel like he has trouble expanding on character arcs, especially in sequels. His one-off films or his first films are written quite well. like Batman Begins or the first Blade film. But sequels like Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, or Batman v Superman, they had excellent action sequences, but they lacked character depth like this film. What I mean by that is when you're writing a sequel, you want to include new things to keep the audience interested, but you also want to expand on what you have shown previously. I think that's what the script of Blade 2 suffers from. Basically, I felt like all the new stuff, like the Reavers, or even Scud, Norman Reedus' character, they were very well executed, but Blade's or Whistler's character, they were absolutely static. We did not learn anything new from them, or nothing was expanded from what we've seen in the previous film. Like how Blade, how much Blade is resistant to the artificial blood which we saw in the first film, or anything resembling evolving or growing as a character, if that makes any sense. What I did love about Blade 2 was the directing by Guillermo del Toro. He did a fantastic job with the script he had to work with. Everything from the use of colors to the action choreography to the perfectly timed music, it was great. Del Toro is very good in creating a unique atmosphere for his films, and this one was no different. The look of the film felt similar to the first one while having its own identity. He kept the action sequences extremely stylized while managing the narrative to be very coherent. I think this film was a couple of years before he did the Hellboy films, so do let me know if they are worth watching on the channel. I'm a huge fan of Del Toro, and I still have a couple of films from him that I haven't watched yet. Wesley Snipes really brought his A game as Blade in this film. I'm going to have a very hard time seeing somebody else in this role because he absolutely owned it. Every second he was on screen was just it was just fantastic, and I love the fact that he did most of his own stunt work, which is impressive. The negative thing about his character was that it wasn't expanded as much as I'd like, but that's clearly not the fault of the actor. He did a great job in the role overall. The cinematography of this film was definitely a step up from the previous one. I really loved the use of color by Del Toro. That's almost like a trademark of his by now. The action sequences were fully framed, which was excellent, and also he used light very carefully in this one too. Furthermore, the editing was overall good, especially the fight scenes. They were very clear, and the entire narrative of the film was better off for it because it kept me engaged as a member of the audience. The music in this film was very 2000s, distinctively so. I think it was clearly inspired by other action films of the time like The Matrix. The new metal soundtrack fit the film's theme very well, and you could tell from the music itself that an action scene was coming. I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing though. It was entertaining nonetheless. The sound design of the film was great, especially the sounds made by the Reavers, the broken bones and the otherworldly noises made by the creatures of the night. Great work in this department. A particular highlight of the film had to be the prosthetic work. They were so well made and convincing that some of them actually looked real. That mixed with very decent close-up CGI really brought the Reavers to life, and also the vampires too. This was a clear improvement over the previous film. The CGI in the action sequences suffered a bit though, with the characters' animations appearing to be a little too fluid to look realistic. I think films like the Matrix sequels, they were also a victim of this. I can't really fault the film too much on that since it didn't ruin the viewing experience for me. The sets and props, they were also very well made. Everything from the locations like the underground lairs and clubs to the props like the guns, explosives, and Blade's sword. They were all beautifully made, and I thought they were fairly creative too. As for the criticisms, they mostly had to do with Goyer's script that I talked about earlier, but overall, Blade 2 was a great action film, but it's exactly that, no more, no less. Although it was lacking in character depth and had a weaker plot compared to the first one, the atmosphere created by Guillermo del Toro was fantastic. The action sequences were stellar, so were the stunts, the CGI and prosthetics were a huge improvement, and Wesley Snipes as Blade was just outright awesome. I would recommend this film for lovers of straight up action films. Not as good as the first, but definitely can hold its own. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.